Hi, my name is Adam Walter with Managed Services Platform. I'm going to demo the VCIO dashboard for you today. What we have here is a dashboard that distills all the great things you do and puts them into a format that your clients can understand. We have tested this dashboard with a variety of non-technical clients, from nonprofits to doctors' offices, where we said, hey, just look at this, exactly what you're seeing on screen right here, this demo company, and then get their initial feedback. And the initial feedback is always, wow, that's really cool. I get that. I understand that. And that's without any context. So what we want to show you today in this dashboard, this VCIO dashboard, is that this is easy for your clients to understand. And because it's easy for your clients to understand, it allows them to buy into projects. So let's start at the top here. Up here you have your MSP's name, and you can show them, just kind of keeping you in front of them the whole time. Again, this is my demo dashboard. Over here you have the name of the client, and then you have the business goal. Now, some of you might be saying, I don't know my client's business goal. Well, maybe this is a good time for you to find out. This is a great conversation starter. You want to get those CEOs in these meetings? Ask them about their business goals. Don't have a business goal, it's just going to stay blank. But if you put one up there, I guarantee you're going to have stickier clients and you have more buy-in, because you're going to show that you care about growing their company, not just about keeping the lights on. And finally, the industry. Everybody in your MSP should know what industry this client is in, whether education, their doctor's office, their trucking, or manufacturing. Finally, you can edit the logo here. You can adjust it so it looks pretty. You can change the background so it's a different color. There's a lot of things you can do to just make it so that it's kind of classy. So we come down here and we have our 4 pillars. The 4 pillars are architecture, service, risk, and strategy. As you can see, these are a part of our framework. This is how we break things down so that your clients can understand. We recommend for larger MSPs that each of your teams fill out the report on the back end, and that will empower this dashboard. So you can have an account manager do the presentation, but you can have your engineers filling out, hey, what technology is being used at this client? What software, what hardware? Your service department can say, hey, do they need 24/7? What do they have currently? What do we recommend for a client this size and type? And then your risk department, if you have a third-party risk department, they can fill in a NIST score. We have a built-in NIST report, an overview one, and a deep dive that is directly from the NIST framework. And finally, strategy is what events throughout the year do you need to do? Your quarterly reports, your checklist for architecture, service, and risk, just various items. This stays pretty same each year. The next thing you need to notice is that we have a target score. This is based upon your MSP's service stack. So what we have here is we have a client who's currently scoring 71%. We want to get them up 21 more percent. And if they do these projects, they'll get there. And then your clients go, well, why do I need to get up that high? Well, here's the Itcq score. This is an average score of all MSPs throughout the world. And this is our own proprietary data that we calculate every night at midnight. And so what you can show them is, currently you're 25% over the average score for companies. This is your competitive advantage. So we want to give you an additional competitive advantage to help people make sure that you are a company of choice, that they are choosing you, and that your company is outperforming other companies in the industry. So if you're a private school, you want to score really high so that parents choose to send their kids to your school. And you can go through and you can create this narrative all the way across the board. This is a great way to show your, if there's an incumbent MSP who's underperforming, you can show them that, hey, look, they're 7% under here. A lot of times when you're scoring an incumbent MSP, you'll see that they're falling under this score. The narrative for this particular company is that they have an incumbent that is doing okay on architecture, but they're really not performing very well on services. And they're falling behind on tickets constantly. They're not offering any on-site support, but they have a great they have a third party they're working with for security. And so their score is really high on this, but then they're not getting any strategic services. No one's talking to them about what they should be implementing. No one's auditing them on a regular basis to make sure that they have the right tools installed and that they're heading in the right direction. So you can see that you can create a narrative for pre-sales or for an average QBR. And then finally, you have your recommendations down here. We recommend that you take a recommendation because we have all these templates here. You fill out the description and date and understand what business problem this is solving, as well as change the project name. Change it from centralized storage delay solution and put it into something that the client understands. This will help with buy-in. And when you have your QBRs or your annual reviews, you'll see that now you can add context to everything. So your clients say, why aren't we doing that yet? Like, well, you haven't approved that project. Well, let's get that project approved. Or you can add a new project in here using one of our templates or create a new project from scratch. These are all great things to do. There's a lot of context to be added here. You can add notes to each of the reports to let your engineers know what's going on. And you can keep track of the day and conversations in the past. The goal here is that you won't leave any cash on the table. You won't forget projects. They'll always be on the roadmap here. Then you can deep dive when you get back to your MSP of the reports and the full functionality and everything else that's in managed services platform. This is not a full demo. This is just a dashboard. So you look at the rest of the product and you can continue functioning with roadmaps and creating project proposals and managing asset inventories. All of that stuff happens back at your MSP, but your client only sees this and is empowered by it and feels a lot more confident. You should be attracting CEOs into the room with this. You should be attracting more clients, and you should be differentiate yourself as a best-in-class MSP because now you're showing that you are crushing this ITCQ score and you are pushing your envelope, and now your client can see that. They can see that you are massively outperforming base, and by working with you, so will they. Thank you for your time, and I hope you enjoyed the demo.